The tone catch feature in the Ampero 2 series is Hawtone's first ever release of black box reverse modeling on the user end. Based on Hawtone's CDCM HD plus FIRE modeling technology, it allows you to quickly and accurately capture the tones of amplifier equipment and distortion pedals. You can save the captured result to the catch module and apply it to your own effects chain, or share it in the Hawtone community for others to download. The tone catch feature offers 4 capture scenarios. 1. Capture the full mic'd signal of an amp. Recommended. 2. Capture the amp signal with cab simulation, through a load box. Recommended. 3. Capture only the preamp signal from the amp head. 4. Capture the signal from individual pedals. In the first 3 scenarios of capturing the amp, you can also include non-ambient effects pedals in the signal chain. Please note that the black box modeling technology does not capture ambient or spatial effects, or overdrive pedals that blend in dry signal, such as TS-type overdrives. It is also not recommended to capture compression and EQ effects separately. Using a mic to capture the full amp signal, it's recommended to use this method. Connect the send of the effects processor to the input of the amp. Place the microphone in the desired position, and connect the mic to the input R of the effects processor. Capturing the amp signal with cab simulation through a load box, use this method to enable cab simulation for capture. Connect the send of the effects processor to the input of the amp. Connect the speaker out of the amp to the load box, and connect the output from the load box to the input R of the effects processor. Capturing only the preamp signal from the amp head. When capturing an amp head with an effects loop, connect the send of the effects processor to the input of the amp, and connect the send of the amp head to the input R of the effects processor. If the amp head has a DI out, you can also choose to connect the DI out to the input R. When capturing an amp head without an effects loop, make sure to use a load box. Do not connect the amp head speaker out directly to the effects processor, as this could damage both the amp and the effects processor. If the target device is a tube amp head, ensure that the power output of the amp head is connected to a load box or speaker cab when using the amp send or balanced output to avoid damaging the amp head. Capturing the signal from individual pedals. Connect the send of the effects processor to the input of the pedal, and connect the output of the pedal to the input R of the effects processor. It's recommended to use headphones for monitoring when capturing with a microphone. If using a speaker for monitoring, ensure that the monitoring speaker is isolated from the target device to avoid crosstalk. Depending on the type of tone you want to capture, select Clean or Distortion under the Target Type option. This choice will affect the quality of the capture, so choose based on the distortion level of the target device. If you are using a mic to capture a real cab, or if the load box, amp head, pedals have cab simulation enabled, select Yes for the Include Cab option. When connecting a 6.35mm TS cable, the input mode option allows you to select 1 million ohms, 4.7 million ohms, 10k ohms. Check the target device's documentation to ensure the input impedance of the effects processor is at least 10 times higher than the output impedance of the target device. When using an XLR cable, you can choose between linear and mic for the input mode option. Select linear for load boxes and similar devices, and mic when connecting a microphone. If using a condenser microphone, make sure to enable 48-volt phantom power. The input level for input R is determined by both the target level setting and the target device itself. Adjust the input level to a suitable range by combining both. Once you have finished adjusting the parameters, click Catch in the top right corner of the screen to start capturing. Do not change the settings of the target device during the capture process. It is not recommended to enable noise gates on the target device during capturing. If a noise gate is detected, a warning will appear. You can choose to continue capturing, but this is not recommended. If the input level adjustment in the previous step was incorrect, the capture will stop, and a warning will appear, requiring you to go back and adjust the level again. If you are capturing with a microphone, make sure to avoid interference from other sounds. You can perform an A/B comparison between the captured tone and the original by switching between the monitoring source and the captured result. Use the touch screen, or foot switch one, to toggle between them. If there is a difference between the captured tone and the target tone, enable the fine-tune option for further adjustments. In fine-tune mode, play as many chords as possible to cover a wide range of frequencies. If more adjustments are needed, you can fine-tune multiple times. Once you have finished comparing and fine-tuning, click the floppy disk icon in the top right corner to save the tone. The number above represents the storage location for the tone, and the name below allows you to enter a name for the tone. Once saved, you can select the corresponding tone in the catch module list within the effects chain. You can also export the tone using the editor to share it on the cloud.